Hi, it's your coach, Joe Lucas. Welcome to Friday. Welcome to November 10th. And for all you veterans out there, happy Veterans Day. Your sacrifice and service are appreciated by this person here. Next week is basically the last normal week of our year. Following week here in the United States, right? We've got Thanksgiving, and then we're into that holiday window immediately afterwards. So a couple things that I want to share with you as we kind of get into the weekend here. First and foremost is being focused right now it's always critical, but it's especially critical now because if you're trying to get your goals done, if you know you're within striking range, what you really need to do this weekend, today, Monday, even at the latest, is sit down and look at your pipeline, look at your opportunity list, look at all these things, and really say, okay, where are my opportunities? What's still out there? Who do I need to follow up on? As one of my clients says, whose back do I need to stick my thumb in, right? And kind of get them to take action, kind of move them along, right? So you want to make sure you're very clear on that. Second piece, as I've said over several of these videos with benchmarking and reviewing and things like that, is I need you to identify one thing. What is the biggest thing that you do to sabotage your success? So what is it? So when you think about how you kind of, you screw it up, right? We all know, look, if you're honest with yourself, you know exactly, is it we sleep in too late? Is it we just come in, we have no plan? Is it, we don't have a vision, we're just trying to survive, and we've been trying to survive for 25 years? I mean, intimately what it is that's holding you back. And if your brain goes, well, no, I don't, Joe, then I'm going to say to you, you do, you just don't want to face it, because we all know, right? And the reason why I'm bringing this up to you today is, I see this all the time. Come January, everybody's got a fresh start, a clean slate, right? Everybody wants to make that year, the best year ever, and I think we do that for, at least, we do that for decades on end. But if you don't really take a look and get very clear on what it is that you need to do different, what it is you need to improve, what it is you need to change, you will not have a successful 2018. And if your brain's saying, yeah, Joe, I know that, but I just want to get through this year, that's your problem. Because you've been saying that for 20 years. I just want to get through the year, then I'll figure it out. I just want to get through the year, and then I'll figure it out. You've got to stop these patterns. Remember, all of us as human beings are patterns, right? We have behavioral patterns, we have psychological patterns, right? We have thinking patterns, how we process information. And what we've got to realize is, you've got to become as cognizant and conscious of how you operate. The sad fact is that most human beings, forget our industry for a second, most human beings operate in a state of unconsciousness. They are not aware. They are definitely self-unaware, right? They have no idea why they do what they do. They never stop to think about why they do what they do or don't do what they need to do, right? They just exist. Now, in our world here, being advisors, existing still means you probably make 6 figures a year. Low 6, maybe high 5 figures, right? So, in the grand scheme of things, it's pretty good. Look at the average family of 4 in the United States, it's $52,000 to $54,000, depending on where you're located, last time I checked. So most of you guys are doing, 2, 3x that, right? But that's what happens. That's the beauty of our business, right? You can really kind of be dysfunctional and still do really, really, really well. The problem is that becomes your expectation. The problem is that becomes your standard. And your brain goes, right, I want to go do better. But in order to do better, you need to be better as a person. See, and that's the big conundrum in our industry. You can't buy your way to success. You just can't go buy another system or go hire great staff and go get all this technology, right? All this fintech, which is, as you know, is fastly really becoming a big part of what we do as an industry. But look, fintech won't solve your problems. A great staff won't solve your problems. Another marketing system is not going to solve your problem. If you don't look in the mirror and see that, hey, in order for my business to elevate, to go to that next level, I must go to that next level. Remember, in our industry, your business is a reflection of who you are, period. So if you're organized and you're driven and you have the psychology of success, I guarantee you're successful. If you have doubts, if you are uncertain about things, if you're questioning whether you deserve it, your world looks a little bit like this, right? Kind of have good, kind of get into some good streaks, then we kind of sabotage, we kind of come down, we go up, we come down, we go up, we come down. And for some of you, you've done that for your entire careers, 20, 30 years. I'm here to tell you, before we say goodbye today, that look, you got to make a decision. Either accept this is what it is for you because you're not willing to change who you are, or look in the mirror and say, you know what? I'm the problem, and I'm also the solution. You got it both ways. The beauty of what I just said there is you're in 100% control. Doesn't matter what the DOL does, doesn't matter what your firm does, doesn't matter what the markets do, doesn't matter what the economy does. It all matters on what you do. You have the responsibility. The question is, do you want it? So I'm going to leave you with that right now. And again, figure out over the weekend what you need to do, where your opportunities are. Let's get very focused, right, to check the boxes on our goals this year. And then I really want you to think about where you sabotage yourself. Where are you missing? Because I don't want you going to 2018 under the delusion that it's going to be magically better because it's just a new year. It doesn't work that way, okay? Have a great weekend, and I'll see you next week.